I invite you on a journey as I make beans. Welcome to Beans with Rhett. Don't worry, there won't be music the whole time. I just thought that was a cool way to start. Step one is acquiring the beans, and I'm going to be using dry beans because if you're not using dry beans, you're not really making beans. You're just opening beans up out of a can. That doesn't happen on Beans with Rhett. I decided on the cranberry bean. They're called the cranberry bean, apparently, because they look like diseased cranberries. I'll be cooking my beans in the Instant Pot because it's fast. I'm American. I like things fast. Now, some people insist on soaking the dry beans for 6 to 8 hours to minimize the fartiness of the beans. However, that evidence is anecdotal. And on Beans with Rhett, we don't follow anecdotal evidence. We follow scientific evidence. But I am hedging my bets just in case there is something to this anecdotal evidence. I will be doing the quick soak method, which is also supposed to minimize fartiness because even though I don't really believe in it, I don't like fartiness. Okay, so you put the beans under a couple of inches of water, teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to bring this to a boil. There is no boil button. I'm lost. Okay, I hit the saute button because saute is French for boil. While you're waiting for your beans to boil, you can do a number of things. I like to think about other kinds of beans while my beans are boiling. Oh, the other thing you can do is prepare the other ingredients. Sometimes I get so focused on other beans that I forget that. And other ingredients include onions, garlic, and in honor of the government shutdown, orange bell pepper. There's really no connection to the government with that, but I'm just kind of forcing something. And always remember, if you're using garlic and onion and you have a pet, don't let them get close to it. Barbara? Don't get close to that onion. Okay? Toss all those ingredients into your blender and hit a random button. Wrong button. Okay, once it has boiled, you put your top on and you seal it. And you're going to let this go for like 5 or 6 minutes once it hits high. And now the fun part, release. Okay, now you're going to take your fanciest colander, rinse the beans under cold water. Okay, now we're going to put our processed ingredients. I did process them with the beans. Some people like to chop these. I like to blend them because surface area means flavor. Remember that, kids. Okay, now I'm going to add some seasoning. I've got 2 bay leaves, a teaspoon of salt, some red pepper, some dried thyme, or thyme as us professionals call it, and also some black pepper. Going simple on this one. Okay, I've added enough water to cover the beans, and I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in there, and that is going to keep the foam from getting too foamy, because foam is bad. Okay, everything is in there and sealed. There's actually a beans button on the Instant Pot to make it idiot-proof, but I'm afraid of it. Never touched it. I'm going to hit the manual button and set this on 30 minutes. Now, while your beans are cooking, you can do things like think about other beans, but I've done that plenty. So you can also do things like ask your 9-year-old what the meaning of life is. You can help your dog get weird fuzzy things off of her face. What is that, Barbara? What is that? And then give it to your 9-year-old. Another thing you can do while you're waiting for your beans is make yourself a glass of wine. I'm going to tell you about this product here. Not a sponsor, but I have been using it a lot. The Coravin. Let me show you how this thing works. This thing pierces a hole in the wine cork with this needle. Just like that. Then you take it, hit this little thing, and then it pours some wine. Gotta hit it a couple times. Then you repressurize the inside of the bottle with argon gas. And then you pull the needle back out. And this reseals itself, and you can put this bottle back in the cellar. I don't have a cellar, let's not kid ourselves. It's just a wine fridge. And it's as if that bottle was never opened. So if you just want a glass, and then have your wine preserved again for another time. Genius. Reflection. 30 minutes are up, and then this display comes on. We're letting the pressure release naturally, probably for about 10 minutes. What do you think, Shepard? 10 minutes? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to release it. Annual release. Of truth. Beans. And now this part is optional, but you can, and I will, hit the saute button again. Whoop, that first, and then this, to get it going again, to stir and thicken this sauce. Sauce. I said sauce. And last step, get yourself a cute bowl. Doesn't have to be cute, but it helps. Fill it with hot, steaming. Apparently a child is in trouble. Now some people might say these beans are overcooked, and they would be right. But that's how the cowboys did it, and that's how I do it. And of course, no beans with Rhett would be complete without, you know what, I should do this with music. Yeah, I should do this with music. This has been Beans with Rhett. If you'd like to see more Beans with Rhett, let me know, because there's a lot more beans and a lot more Rhett.